All right. Well, here goes nothing for this off season. Still can't believe we lost. Barneson choked. Absolutely choked. Harenstam could not solve the Sens, and Ratzlaff couldn't either. All three of our goalies fell short. Maybe you could start a new series about taking over the Leafs that you failed with and making them good. That's basically what it is now at this point. We might be due for a complete goaltending overhaul. Barneson is a phenomenal regular season goalie, has a career .911 save percentage, but in the playoffs has an .882. He just isn't clutch. He falls apart in the playoffs, and I don't think we can invest in him long term. Harenstam, pretty average. I mean, it was his rookie year. He was okay. Very hit or miss in the playoffs for us. And then Scotty Ratzlaff, average NHL goalie through 59 games played, has gotten 4 NHL playoff games and has been pretty poor in all 4 of them. Defensively, Cam York, obviously an outrageous NHLer in the regular season and is typically very good in the playoffs. I mean, was a point per game player for us, was only a +3. Tough to say he should go. Evan Bouchard, again, is broken in franchise mode. He really is. Was phenomenal. You know, last year defensively was pretty rough. This year he was phenomenal. Even though he gets paid, it's tough to say we should get rid of him. Dickinson's an RFA, and I mean, he was phenomenal in the regular season. He was phenomenal in the playoffs. These top 3 should stay. Carpenter's young. He's going nowhere. Sokolov might have to go just because of some of the other guys coming up through the system. But he was phenomenal in the playoffs. He really was. Morgan Riley's contract is up. Our captain only played 28 games in the regular season. He was okay in the playoffs. We probably keep him around as a talisman. And then Morgan Panayi, pretty solid in the regular season. Was okay in the playoffs, the -2, but 5 points kind of evens out. Can't really look at the defense as the issue. Matvei Michkov, never going to be an elite regular season point producer, but he is outstanding in the playoffs. Almost a point per game. Do we pay Michkov $12 million to be a playoff performer? And he's a UFA. We're probably losing him for nothing. We're probably losing him for nothing. Trade his rights for like a 3rd round pick. But he wants Austin Matthews money. And I can't give it to him, can I? Salminen is on an absurdly good contract. 70-point guy in the regular season, was very good in the playoffs. So Nico goes nowhere. Weeks is an RFA. Kuba goes nowhere. Cooley and Misa, we have to make decisions. But goaltending just completely, that was the biggest issue. Goaltending failed us. You know, just a final look at the points here. Our lowest scorers, and, you know, again, it was guys in the bottom 6. The depth scoring wasn't abysmal, but it wasn't great. We probably should have taken out Kieskinen and Clapperton. Again, the defense was pretty solid. 3rd pair got roughed up a little bit towards the end. Our goaltending failed us abysmally. Carson Barneson, just, I can't believe he was that bad. Coyotes and Oilers, Sens and Blue Jackets. It would have been going through Tampa, going through Ottawa, and then having to go through Mitch Marner and the Blue Jackets. And instead, here we are. And the Arizona Coyotes win their third Stanley Cup in the Auston Matthews era. Even after taking Logan Cooley away from them, the Coyotes win another one. German with 20 points in 25 games. After having 3-7 with us last year and a -4, he was a big part of the Cooley trade. Oh my God. And then Macklin and German. Both terrible in the playoffs. Get it done for the Coyotes. Emil Hemming was on that team too. .920 save percentage from Vladimir Safronov after an .899 in the regular season. Three cups in 5 years for Matthews and the Oats. Sens and Bruins were up there as well. Fuck. Connor McDavid wins the Art Ross, as well as the Hart Trophy. Cam York won the Norris for the second time in 3 years. Ullman does win the Calder. That is our second straight Calder winner. Of course, Salmonen won it a few years ago, but not with us. He was with Montreal. And Auston Matthews wins the Conn Smythe for the second time in 5 years. Swayman wins the Vezina, as expected. Sider's probably the best player I've ever seen win the Masterton. I did rebuild the Coyotes. Yeah, turns out this was a Coyotes franchise the whole time, everybody. Kent Johnson wins the Selke for the second time in 4 seasons. McDavid wins the Ted Lindsay. And Connor Bedard wins the Rocket Richard for the... Actually, he tied McDavid. But still now. So at least 4 years in a row of the Rocket Richard for Connor Bedard. Scott Lawton, leading point getter in the AHL. He was also league MVP. Some dude named Rabbit scored the most goals. Pandolfo, top rookie. Tuomainen, top defenseman. Levi Marilainen, second year in a row as the top goaltender. And Sachin was the MVP of the playoffs for the Calder Cup winning Grand Rapids Griffins. What the hell are we going to do? What the hell are we going to do? Barneson, Harenstam, Iverson. And Michkov with this $12 million request. Again, Michkov is so good in the playoffs, but he's not elite in the regular season. Philadelphia wins the lottery. Again, we do not have a first-round pick. I can't believe they just lost. I really can't. Johnny Gaudreau has retired. Much further ahead in points than anybody else. But obviously a lot of notable NHLers are gone at this stage. Defensively, I mean, John Carlson, that's a one-way ticket to the Hall of Fame. A lot of defenders gone as well, of course. Goalie-wise, Binnington. While some people are going to the Hall of Fame, he is going to the mental asylum. Those are your retirees for this season. We have had some crazy drafts in this franchise mode. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do here. Barneson's up to an 88, but how can we possibly trust him? His value will never be higher than it is now. How can I trust him, even though the overall went up? 2 second-rounders and Adrian Kempe to send him to Vancouver, and then we aim to flip Kempe. That looks like the trade to me. I can't trust him in the playoffs. And it sucks in this game. 24-year-old goalie, 88 overall. Great in the regular season, but how can I trust him? He is an RFA. We could give him one more shot, but then after that, imagine how much money we're going to have to pay the kid. And they do need a goalie, I mean, to work with Thatcher Demko. And then Kempe might be tough to flip, but... he is only 24, but the problem is he's going to get more expensive. I got to think about it. Scott Rotzloff, you played your way out of town. Harenstam, we'll see, but Rotzloff... third rounder from Ottawa. This will cost us in the future, but let's send Rotzloff to the Sens. Arnstam, I mean, if we stick with this goaltending tandem, then so be it. Still just can't believe it. Can I get anything for Breland? 2/3, which isn't that bad. Second and a fourth from Buffalo for a goalie who's not likely to make it. Is likely something we'll take. I'm only interested in draft picks right now. Let's take that deal from Buffalo. I'm going to come back to Barneson. Harenstam. Get us like a 4th round pick if we wanted to just completely redo the goaltending. Defensively, we're just going to have to make decisions based off of prospects that are ready. The Flyers, with the first overall pick, take Sador, grandson of Daryl. It's a big power forward, Owen Sador. Certainly fits the typical Flyer mindset. Defensively, we do have to start looking at the future here. Do have to start looking at the future. So, obviously Cam York can play either side. Dickinson's going to be on the left. Presumably next to York. And from there it gets tough. Because we know Bouchard's a righty. But we have Carpenter on the left. We have Sokolov on the left. We have Hartman on the left. Morgan Riley, if we wanted to bring him back as a depth option. Kulanumi, I'm not worried about. I can't get anything for him. Same with Karki. You're not really factored into our long-term plans. There is Roloff, also on the left. Ed Fox, also on the left. Garvin on that right-hand side. We don't know how good he'll be yet. And then it drops off a little bit from there in terms of overall. And there might be some players to move on from, but yeah, that left side, we got to make some decisions. And it depends on if we think Roloff and Fox will be ready. I think right now we can bank on them not being ready. Still means between Carpenter, Sokolov, and Hartman, I have to make a choice. And given, I mean, God, again, Sokolov was so good, but he's never going to have higher value than he does right now. And his contract is up. So hopefully Sokolov, we can cash in on second and a fourth. There are prospects, but again, we have no idea if they're good. We're going to see if we can cash in on his value. Again, knowing that he'll never be more valuable than he is right now, we'll send Sokolov out to Minnesota. And that sets us up okay defensively. Now it's just a matter of, can we get rid of anybody? Should we get rid of anybody? So Alfredson immediately. Defender goes to the Ducks. Very orange heavy at the top of the draft. Are there any prospects where it's like, yeah, you're worth getting rid of because you're never going to be that good? I mean, Brodin might count, but nobody wants him. Does anybody want Gallant? No. Okay. Still, yeah, new era of orange. Matvei Michkov wants $12 million. It's pay him $12 million or get a third and a fourth from Detroit. 12 mil or a third and a fourth from Detroit. We got to make that decision. We knew there would be some tough decisions this year. And unfortunately, the situation sucks more than I thought. Matvei's a UFA, yeah. Now is the time to pay him or move on. It is pay him or move on. We're going to move Vananen out to Calgary for 2/3. Can I move Palapuz for anything? Sign and trade's possible, too. To at least get something of value for him. Left wing wise, oh my... Macias Kuba went franchise. Yes. Not all hope is lost, chat. Not all hope is lost. Kuba goes franchise after 2 phenomenal years to start his career. He was a former first overall pick. That's insane. That is insane and helps a lot. Now we have to pay him. Oh, we still got RFA years with him for years and years and years. We don't have to worry about paying him for a while. Yeah, we don't got to worry about paying him for a long time. And to be honest, he's proven to be worth it so far. Michael Misa finally had a breakthrough year. Was very good in the playoffs. Logan Cooley, I bet you wish Arizona didn't trade you. You were very good for us, though. Lume was kind of irrelevant, but we don't really have a go-to. Toby Ronnie. Can I get anything from Miller? No. Okay, let's see who Calgary takes 3rd overall. Guy named DeBoer, grandson of Peter. At center. Sort by overall. That was the issue. Can I get anything for this Brennan guy? In terms of draft picks, I mean, he would be the guy to use as a part of a big-time trade. Again, the Kempe offer. 2 seconds in Kempe. Oh, I think for the moment we hold on to Brennan, we hold on to Michkov, and we hold on to Barneson. I think we do. We have a lot of draft capital. We have to at least see what our full set of options are. Let's see. The first team that wants to trade is at 16, Dallas. So who do we have? Sean Wagner. Gonna have a good overall. No X factors though, which you could argue, but he's probably not worth the value of what we'd have to give up to trade for him. Salvador Tillett's in the same boat. Victor Hamonic. As confirmed, quick pick. He could be worth it. He doesn't look amazing. Sergei Tikhonov. Unconfirmed off the rush. Adrian Hedican. Grandson of Brett has magnetic. Tap Song of Cyanide by Metallica. Yeah, the bot's being weird. Ulf Schustrom, not that great. Logan Wild, Ulf Svedberg. Not looking like a great draft to have a bunch of picks in, if we're being honest. This guy is pretty interesting, though. I think that guy we take a risk on, even if he actually doesn't have any abilities. That is going to get me to sort through overalls here really quickly. That's going to bring us back to Wagner. Wagner or Sotheby. All right, Tuparainen's not looking that great. Adrian Sharma. Yeah, for the most part, this isn't looking that great. Yaro Pedersen, or Peterson technically, has some abilities. So there are some players here and there to pick up that aren't that bad, that have some abilities. Yeah, I know, more left defensemen. We can't get high-end right defensemen to save our fucking lives. Long Vida on his way to Vancouver. Let's go back down to where we were. I'm trying to plan out the draft ahead for us. And Bancroft wasn't that great. There's Stanislav and Dronov. Not that great, but we know his potential. Well, it's actually not locked in. Seth DeMello. Liam Vikingstad. Pretty risky. Keith Doan. Because Shane Doan had another kid. Rory Brindamore. Yeah, for the most part, this is looking like a pretty shaky draft. Outside of those at the top, Kenny Rizzi is risky. Most of these guys are risky as hell, man. There is a goalie, Casey Cheveldave. Has a Kari Lettinen comparison. AJ, hello. Congrats on that new PC. Leo Banach is not that bad. There's Brashear, who we know at least has a decent potential if available, but he's also an overager. I want to get through the top 100 here. Oscar Dansk. Unconfirmed edges. Grant Ham. Nikita Sergeyev. Probably worth the risk later on. Carson Mellenby. Oh, man, we're not looking good. There's a gnat on my screen I'm trying to squish, because who knows? It could be a baby mosquito. Gonna love a goalie who can play goalie if needed. I mean, I can't think of a more valuable position than a goalie. He can be the starter and the backup at the same time. There's a starter, Leonardo Shore, Zach Chuko. All right, we are almost through the top 100, and then we'll have an idea of how we are going to approach the top half of this draft in terms of wheeling and dealing and going for it. So if we look at our short list, right? 2 goalies, Sergeyev and Cheveldave. Sergeyev would definitely be the top target. He's not expected to go until about pick number 65. Defensively, there are 3. Hamonic and then Brashear and Crooks. Hamonic is the one who has quick pick. The question is, what else does he have? My guess is he's a medium 4. Who's not that good. Right wing side, Jacob Peterson, early second rounder, has some silver abilities, no confirmed gold. We'll sim Vegas's pick. They take Danielson. Hello, right trigger, please work. Thank you. Left wing wise, Wagner's up there. You got Hedekin, Pritchett. I mean, there are some players. No centers. No centers. So our top target then. Our top target. I think we will look to trade up for that very first pick we can get. Which again was 16 of Dallas. Yarrow, not Jacob. I don't know who the fuck we're talking about. But yeah, the 16th overall pick to Dallas. Can't believe Kuba went franchise. We do have draft picks. I'm going to hold on to Barneson, at least for a little bit, until I know for sure that there's not a better option in free agency. We can use Gallant here to help get that deal done. On the wing, we could use Palapuz as well. It doesn't look like that guy's going to explode in overall. And then Dalmont and Ferguson are the same ways. Let's just see if we can get some picks here off of Dallas. We'll safety net this a little bit. Quite far off in terms of value. That's fine. There we go. Just take our way a 4th round pick. So we get the 16th pick from Dallas. They get a bunch of long shot prospects. And with the 16th pick, Tillett's off the board. Sotheby off the board. Damn good pick for Montreal. Oh my God. Well, let's hope there's one of these guys left. Because there were some damn high medium top 6s available. Wagner looks like the guy. 2 years out, no abilities. Hamonic, yes we did, AJ. Might, at least has quick pick. And then there's Hedeken. It's got to be Wagner. It's got to be Sean Wagner. And then we'll see if we can trade up again. So from the Peterborough Petes. He's okay. He's better than the prospects we gave up to get the pick. But yeah, he's not quite. Not quite what we were looking for. The next team that wants to trade is New York at 22. So we're going to miss out on Hamonic and Hedeken. Let's hope that we made the right choice. Let's hope that we made the right choice. Hamonic does have the abilities, but yeah, isn't great. And Hedeken, I mean, yeah, he was okay. He was the best of the bunch, but at the same time, not ideal. Next player that we're interested in is around pick number 31, Nathan Crooks. And we're going to go early up to 28 with New Jersey. If we can pull this off, we should be able to. Plenty of draft picks to trade. I also have this Brennan guy that we can definitely use to get the deal done. So let's use Brennan here to pull off this trade. We'll safety net it with New Jersey. Yeah, it is our own pick too. Fun fact. Fun fact. Let's safety net this as much as we can and strip off pieces from there. Again, I have no interest in playing it fair. I just have interest in winning. 1st and 2 seconds from New Jersey. So let's get our own draft pick back. Again, nobody wanted to trade here. Those picks would have been tough to get. We didn't really miss anybody. Does make me concerned that Nathan Crooks might not be anything special, but he certainly looks like he will be. 1 year out. It just comes down to, please God, have the abilities. He's okay. He's not like this gigantic steal, but 74 overall at 18, has tape to tape and off the rush. He's okay. Both the players we traded up to get, they are okay. They're not these crazy steals. They are at least in the 70s for overall, though. Peterson at 37, Pritchett at 38. Will we be able to trade up to 37? Our next pick is 36, so there you go. Peterson goes the pick before to the Canucks. Same thing. He's fine. He has the abilities, but a 63 at 18 really is nothing special. Tough to say we missed out on anything. It looks like just an average draft, but I do want to be in for these players in case they're steals. So we'll go for Esteban Pritchett. And we will hope for the best here. I mean, we know he's worth about a 2nd round pick. And I mean, yeah, 63, medium 6. We get another prospect into the system. Next up. For targets. Cheval Dave at 54. So that's 40. Oh, goodness. We'll go for Los Angeles at 18. Have I tried signing Sergei Bobrovsky? You know, I don't know if he's retired yet, but if he hasn't, I think we'll go talk. I think we'll go talk to him. Will they take this 1-for-1 for no reason? No. So, that is true. We did have him as a cap whale alongside Endo. We used a 7th to move up 2 spots to hopefully land this goalie. Looks like we're going to. It will be Casey Cheveldave. The Kari Lettinen comparison's a bit concerning. 59 overall, medium elite at 18 years old, no abilities, but again, very good value for a second-round pick. And then Banak at 57. Our next pick is 56th. He is still available. So let's take the German, Leo Banak. No ability. Again, he's fine. He's fine. That's basically the story of all of these players. They're fine. We do have this next pick as well, so instead of screwing around, let's take Steven Brashear, playing in Finland. So Mr. Brashear, same thing. He's fine. He's 20 years old, though, which hurts a little bit. All the left wings and left defenders in the world. Sergeyev at 65. We have pick 60. Bookaboom to Boston. But we should hopefully be getting the better goalie, Nikita Sergeyev. Everything but a gold. Very, very good pick. Everything but a gold. Would have been nice. Would have been nice to have 2 goalies in the system with a gold X factor. Next up. Did we have anybody else? Or was that it? I think that was it. Jesus, so we can trade out of the top 100, basically. There are some other players to take a risk on, but I mean, we will look at them in a minute to see if any of them are slam dunks to trade up for, but for the most part, then that means we're pretty much done. I'm not going to worry about Hopkins. The 3 out of 4s for medium top 6 scare me. They end up being medium 9s so often. But if they're confirmed, yeah, okay. Well, let me look through these guys really quickly. In goal, quite a few. You got Penner, Maurice Letang of the Sherbrooke Phoenix, Mikhail Gogolev, and Byron Ritchie. None of whom are like, oh yeah, definitely trade up for this guy. Like, we can just let the dominoes fall as they will. There's Ulf Klefbom, Stu Stock, Unconfirmed Wheels, and Oscar Dansk. This isn't looking good from here. Joel Holt. Who's to say? All of these guys are going to be such long shots, man. Such long shots. It's not even funny. So not a great draft in terms of super high-end talent. Our next pick is number 80. We'll sim to it. We have back-to-back picks in the 3rd round. Who is the next player that we have pinned? It is the goalie, the 20-year-old goalie, Rob Penner. The Calgary Hitmen, who is a medium elite. Perfect trade bait, let's be honest. Perfect trade bait. And is there anyone else who's relatively close? No. So we will trade away this 3rd rounder. I still don't know who our goalie is going to be next season. Not a clue. 4th and more, a 4th and Comfer. So pretty much it's, hey, take a 4th round pick for a guy that we're not going to sign. Cool. We'll do it for Blomqvist from Tampa just to make sure he gets the hell away from them. Oh, no. I can't believe how wrong that season went. Losing to the Sens in 6 in round 2. We are going to trade out of basically the rest of the 3rd round. Of course, we constantly end up with a lot of 3rd round picks. The next guy that we were kind of interested in is Carlson at 119. So, yeah, we can trade out of the rest of the 3rd round. in which we still have a lot of picks in this third round. Third rounder right now is the best deal. Third rounder from Edmonton, specifically the superior team in the province. Yeah, apparently. Third rounder from Edmonton or New Jersey. Let's go over to Edmonton. We'll take on Endress just to let go of that guy. More third rounders to get rid of. We'll take on... Actually, you know what? We'll just keep nickel and diming. I was going to say, we could package them all together for something else, but for the most part, I mean, we're trading down to next year, which is fine by me. I'd rather, again, have a lot of picks in the third round that I can use to move up than I would to be like, oh, let's trade like 5 of these for a second rounder. Gives us more options in the middle round. We have to take that Arizona deal. It's a goalie that I don't want because I don't want that guy on roster at all, but it is what it is. From there, I think a 4th is about the best I can get. So we will not be doing that. We will not be doing that. And then for shits and giggles, let's just take the next few picks. Why not? We'll go a little bit off the board at this stage. So in terms of pinned players, it was Carlson that we were interested in next from Barinas, who is trash. I hate it here. And let's go for the confirmed Markku Suominen. The grinder. It's fine. I mean, again, we're not expecting much for the rest of this draft. Definitely not. Definitely not. Next player to go for. Okay, we're way down the board, but it is going to be Ulf Klefbom. Tragic. Later in the 4th round. Oh my god. Let's go for the goalie, Mikhail Gogolev, who is a medium elite, no abilities, 59 overall, 19 years old. He's great trade bait for the future. We sim way down the road in the 5th round. So the list of players we have pinned. Let's go for Holt a little bit early. Should be a low elite, and he is. No abilities, though, so not likely to develop, but low elites do have good trade value. We didn't have many late picks, so let's go for Josh Sierra instead of another goalie. Medium bottom 6 grinder, and that's it. Yeah, I'm not worried about the other picks. If they ended up being good, so be it. A good depth draft. Nobody that's elite. We make a couple of moves. Nothing too crazy. We have a lot of scouts whose deals just came up too. So we know that we're dropping Blomqvist. He was a tack on for the deal. We will qualify Barneson and Harenstam. Iverson as well. We're going to let go of Grabowski. I'll probably try to trade Woodworth, or honestly, I'm just going to buy the damn guy out. Because who the hell cares? I don't really use buyouts that often. I just want him off roster. Goalie-wise, Sergeyev could be signed. Cheveldave could be signed. Gogolev could be signed. Basically, all these goalies could end up being signed for the AHL team next year. But we do have 2 AHL-level goalies that are good. So I'll probably leave them unsigned. It's just, can we get a goalie as the 3rd NHL goalie in case Barneson and Harenstam can't deliver? Basically, a veteran for the playoffs is what I'm leaning towards for our goalie situation. Defensively, Dickinson is an RFA. That hurts. Cormier was a tack on for a trade. He can go. Hartman's probably going to get signed. Riley wants to leave, but I do not want him to. I will see if I can sign him for that much. I probably can't. Morgan Riley might be gone. Your idea prompted me to do a similar build with Winnipeg. Traded Mark Scheifele when the Art Ross. Yeah, well, that's the way. Karki and Kulanumi will be released. Schultz will be qualified. I hate that Morgan Riley is going to be the last original Leaf to go. but that's what we're looking at. We'll cut Shepard and Piero Zabedel. That's fine. On the wing, Michkov. At the very least, we have to sign him. If we trade him after that, cool. I really don't want to lose him for nothing. That would be a disaster to lose this man for nothing. We're going to go 11 and a quarter. See if he'll take it. We got to qualify weeks. O'Donnell. Probably just going to drop Todd O'Donnell. Sorry, Todd. Brindley can go. Honestly, Cuff can go. Kulikov and Endress. They were tack-ons to trades. They can go. Left wing. Kieskinen's going to come back. Mahalik can go. Denny, we can sign him. He's okay. Osborne is terrible, so he's out. And at center, Lume, got to qualify you. Maltsev is gone. He was a waiver claim. Keep Topi Ronnie for now, but I don't know about him. Jeffrey-on Cons can go. Okay. A lot of RFAs still by design. Michkov rejects that initial offer. We'll go 8 years at 11.5. Rejects. 8 years at 12 million. Signs it. All right, so Michkov has been signed. It's just, do we keep him? Do we keep him? We have $27 million left in cap space. Bunch of RFAs that have to be signed, but we have the money. We have the money to keep everybody. It's just who the hell's out there in free agency? Ronnie takes the qualifying offer. A lot of scouts just left. Who is out there in free agency? Is there anybody that's worth it? RFA-wise, obviously tougher to sign these guys, but there are some good names out there. Wow, good for Matthew Nyes. He actually developed a bit. Good on him. He was someone I didn't want to get rid of, but up until this season, he was worth getting rid of, and then he had a 50-point year for Edmonton. Might have been playing with McDavid. There are some names out there. And then do we sign, like, veteran goaltender Connor Hellebuck as a playoff wizard? There's definitely some room for maneuverability here, but my confidence in the team has been outright rattled, man.